Hey guys, it is Friday and it's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I'm in my cozies, but like fall themed cozies. I hope you are too. And I'll just give it a couple minutes for folks to join. My assistant Kelly is here to field any questions that come through. If you guys are having any technical difficulties getting in, just throw it in the chat and she will be here to answer any questions. So a couple of you also mentioned that you couldn't make it today, but you were attended the first one and you plan to attend the last one. So thank you. This recording will be available afterwards on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on all of the platforms, so that you can tune in case you couldn't make it live. So yeah, who's ready for pie? Me? You? I'm about to do a workout, so that's why I'm in my sweats here, because I'm doing some pre-Thanksgiving cleanses. Still got my stretchy pants on. Ready for that day. Okay. Looks like we've got pretty much a full house here, so let's get started. Won't take up too much of your time here, but really want to share in this 3-part series of Thriving Through Thanksgiving a couple of ways that you can make this holiday different and fun and not fall over afterwards. Cool. So, welcome to the second of 3 workshops that I'm hosting, teaching you the strategies on how to be energized and how to manage stress through Thanksgiving. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for showing up, and thank you for taking those steps to take care of yourself during this busy holiday season. So, some housekeeping before we get started. Share. If you tuned into the first workshop and loved it, if you're tuning into this one the first time, share it on your channels, share it with those who you think might be interested in it. My business is totally word of mouth, and any sort of sharing helps. You may not think you need a health and wellness coach, especially now when we're all kind of all going in right after Halloween. But I appreciate any sort of sharing of my workshops. And so thank you in advance. Email and devices, shut down the text, shut down the emails. I won't take up too much of your time here, maybe 30 minutes. So take this break for yourself so we can chat and learn together and share together. Okay, Kelly is pointing out something very important to me here. Yes, I also am a mom. If you have kids, if you are, waiting on a phone call from something about school, you need to have your phone up, please have it up. I'm not taking you away from your life, but just any sort of distractions. Holiday shopping can wait. It is almost Black Friday, and was it Cyber Monday? And Small Business Saturday? So shopping can wait. Okay, and then this is the second workshop in a 3-part series. So next Friday, same time, same place, 12 p.m., November 18th. Tune in right here, and you'll learn more about the full Eating for Energy method while you're traveling on the holidays. So we get a little bit of a sneak peek into Eating for Energy. That's my just signature course, signature sort of coaching style I coach people on. And you'll get a sneak peek. So also, if you stay tuned to the end, free giveaways. Yeah, everybody likes something free, especially around the holidays, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. So first off, hi, I'm your coach, Shannon. If we haven't met before, it's wonderful to meet you. A little bit of background about me, but it'll be short because I'm here to talk about you. So I have had the past 20 years an amazing career in food and tech marketing. Worked for some of the biggest brands in the world on the strategy side, sort of taking a brand who's in its infancy or a new brand or a brand wanting to make a big change and take them the slow steps they need to do. So it's not just this abrupt change, in the market where people are like, wait, what did they do? But just make it feel really natural to the end consumer. I'll cut myself off there because I can get really geeky with it. But that was amazing. But I always had my heartstrings pull in a different direction. And every job I got, I always was like, oh, I just want to go and do this. And so I started coaching on the side years and years ago at this point, and sort of grew my business, like I mentioned before, word of mouth and just, referrals of people I've stepped and helped in their career facing burnout, people not taking care of themselves, or people trying to start their own thing and just like feeling really crappy doing it. So anyway, I'm also a certified nutritionist, and in addition to being a coach, I'm a home cook. I'm a really great baker, especially cookies, but my meals I cook aren't pretty, but they're really nourishing. And I think that is one of the key tenets of my Eating for Energy method, which we'll get into. But I don't do it for the gram. I do it for the head and heart and body. I'm a research junkie. I have to curtail myself because I always have too much information. But any information I share with you guys on my workshops or on social, it's all based in what I know from the food industry, working so closely in it for so many years, and just my constant absorption of the space. So know that everything's coming from a place of heavily backed research if I'm talking about it. I'm also a mom of 3 under 6, super busy, time strapped, got to prioritize things. And I'm also a full-time business owner. So I get it. I get you, and I get what you need. And I'm here to share my secret sauce this Thanksgiving. Okay. What we're really here to talk about today is you, and in particular, the stress management side of Thanksgiving. The holidays are really exciting, right? But they're stressful. Raise your hand here. Holidays are super stressful and everyone gets taken care of except for you. I know, but you know the feeling. So let's change that. So today we're going to focus on 4 key areas. 1, this concept of pressing a button to decompress from a stressful situation. 2, mentally preparing yourself for what's to come. 3, the handoff handshake. 4, eating for energy on Thanksgiving day/days. So if I had a button, if you've been a podcast listener of my podcast, A Side of Syrup, you will know every single guest that comes on, I ask them this question. If they had a button to do anything in their life, what would it do? The overwhelming consensus amongst everybody, every guest that's been on, is this peace and calm in their life. And it's sort of silly. My college roommate, Patty, and I would always joke around, if we had a button and it could do XYZ for us. And that's sort of where the idea started from. And then of course, Amazon had the idea to have these buttons where you can press anything and something would be delivered. If only I had thought of that. But the concept of if I had a button, if I could just press something and something would happen. How do we do that for Thanksgiving for ourselves? So I like to call this 1, 2, 3 Zen. These are personal to me and work for a majority of my clients. Your list might include a couple of different things, but if you have a pen and paper here with you now, let's write down what are your moments of calm. Okay. So it could be having a glass of really icy cold water, or even a glass of icy cold water with 2 full lemons squeezed in there. So it's sour and cold at once. And those sensations, that sensory experience, will take you out of where you're at and transport you somewhere else. Slowly drink the water. Don't guzzle it. Don't slam it. Don't just take a sip. Sit, have it. Let yourself kind of cool off. Same thing goes with chewing gum and crunchy foods. So I won't go into my huge research hat here, but there's many different systems in the body that regulate the sensory systems. There's a processing system in particular where if it gets activated when you're chewing, when you're using like your teeth, your jaw, like all the muscles around to chew. So it's actually really regulating. So if you are having this moment and you just need to like chew gum, like throw a couple pieces in there, chew crunchy foods. It's no wonder toddlers love Cheerios, because that crunch, that real crunch, like, and the movement you have to do calms down the body. It's not a hunger thing. It's letting your body have that movement and that crunch feeling, that sensation that will sort of like ground you and center you. Cheerleader. Okay, so I started doing this before big presentation, like big presentations I'd have to give to CEOs and founders of companies and sort of rip apart their brands. And it was terrifying because I had to be the bearer of bad news to good people who thought they were doing the right thing. And oftentimes people just didn't say anything back. They didn't know what to do, how to respond. I had one person in my whole career who actually knew how to like go back to back. And that moment I was like, this person is also being my cheerleader. Because after the bad news delivered by me and the back and forth, they thanked me for that moment of like actually speaking up and saying what they needed to hear. And ever since then, I felt like I had this like sort of like cheerleader on my shoulder, and I started doing, I know it sounds nuts, but if you've seen SNL, like the old days when Molly Shannon was on with Will Ferrell, and they did this like the Spartan like cheers. You go in the bathroom in a stall by yourself or in the mirror when no one's there. I've actually done it before when people have been in the bathroom, and you do the like cheerleader stance and you give yourself a mantra, pump yourself up, do something, but like sort of like that big movement that you can do, and watch yourself in the mirror, like your chest goes out, the blood flows, you're getting excited, you're like focused, you're sort of like having that Mike Tyson moment in the mirror. But the cheerleader stance, like think of what you've got ahead of you and give yourself that moment to like do something with that adrenaline on Thanksgiving Day. So if you've got a relative that is going to be sort of combative with you, like that client was, but in a friendly, like back and forth way, great. If you've got to pump yourself up because you are sitting next to someone you just don't want to sit with, but you got to make it through, go to the bathroom, do the cheerleader move. Promise it centers you, gives you that button moment. And then a coffee moment. So, when you have a tea or coffee or a warm beverage and you just like take that time and you drink it. You're not rushed. You're not doing anything. One of my very first podcast guests, Brooke Lawler, she has this thing that she does before the day begins. She has 3 kids. And she's like, I drink my coffee hot. I drink 1 cup of coffee a day and I drink it hot. And my kids know not to bug me, and that is the rule. And she savors that moment. Like, this is giving yourself that space to have that, to realize that you deserve it, to kind of take you back to that place where you need to be centered before you kind of deal with the day or days ahead. So, mental prep strategies. Serenity now, if you are a Seinfeld viewer. So, a lot of the Thanksgiving worry and stress that people feel is really tied to things that haven't happened yet. The anticipation of something going wrong, the anticipation of failing, the anticipation of a conversation with your politically charged uncle. Who knows? But if you take the steps to prepare yourself mentally to not like forward, like think like this bad thing is going to happen or this will happen. Like if you actually sort of manifest, like set the tone of where you want to go, you naturally will make those decisions to get you there. Not everything is going to be perfect, but if you have it written down and you have your plan of how you want it to go, you will naturally be inclined to make those choices to make that happen for yourself. So get your pen and paper out. I'd love to do this other exercise with you guys too. So for me, I just put my 3 things here. It's not a big list, but it's important. 1, sleep. I've got 3 kids. If I do not sleep or get 5, 6 hours where you can kind of function, I'm toast. If I'm going on 3, 4 hours and I'm staying up super late and not preparing, like it's over. Snack breaks. I learned after many holidays of forgetting to eat, having water, only having wine, and then getting to Thanksgiving dinner, like that doesn't work either. Just having quick, ready to go snacks help me mentally and know that like I will not get to the point of complete exhaustion and not being my best self without having those snacks built in. So quiet time. My husband calls it baby time, but I do need some time by myself. Being around other people, especially around the holidays, drains a lot of energy. And so I need to break in like the schedule, like here's this break, here's this break, here's this break of like just time for myself. And it's like not even to do anything. It's to scroll on the phone. It's to have a 5-minute break. It's to be able to go for a walk or go out and grab a coffee or something like that. So I'll give you guys a minute here. Think about what else can be on your list. Oh, Kelly says in her list is a shower. Hey, that I agree too. That's a great one. Making sure you do that for yourself. Ronnie says she wants a blowout. Yeah, totally. Like make sure that's one less thing for you to worry about. Tim would like booze. Okay. Well, of course, if that's what you need to, make sure you have, was it Drizzly? Or I think Bevmo gets delivered on, what's it called, Instacart or Postmates. You take care of you, Tim. Oh, Angie says that she lives somewhere where the weather is really crappy, but moving her body, doing something like she just got a treadmill. I'm reading, it's a long one. She's got a treadmill and she's like trying to start meditating. And are those good? Absolutely. Absolutely. The treadmill for one, whether you're running, walking, climbing, boosts your endorphins and sort of regulates your hunger hormones as well. So you're not like you're hungry, but it helps sort of like balance out the overeating, elastic pants wearing Thanksgiving. And the meditation is hard to start, so don't give up. But like that is also a great way to mentally prepare and to kind of give yourself that break for sure. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next section. Everybody got their list? Cool. So the handoff handshake. If you were on last week's workshop, I talked a little bit about the handoff handshake because it's like it's a tool my husband and I use, and I've taught it to my clients, and they're just like, you have to tell other people about this. So it's simple, but it's holding yourself and a couple people who will be there on the day accountable. And I think that's another key part of stress management for the holidays. You've got to be accountable for it. You can't just like say, I'm going to do this and totally like drop it. We are 90% more accountable for actions that we tell others about. 90%. That means it's like almost happening, like really, really, really close to happening. So why don't you have a handoff handshake team? just like 1 to 2 people who will be at your Thanksgiving, either the prep or the day itself. You assign a signal. Like my husband and I do this thing where we do like we just like actually do like a handoff high five. And then we decide on like the time. Like for us, we got 3 kids. It's literally minutes. But do the handoff handshake. You need a break. Cool, great. And you find that quiet space. You take your break. You handoff handshake when you came back. So everybody knows like start and finish. Handoff handshake. Handoff handshake. And it's been really helpful, and like no one feels overwhelmed. They get that quick quiet break. They feel like mentally like they could breathe again and then come back to the situation, and it saves so much stress and so much all the planning and prep that you're doing for this holiday. You want it to be great. Everybody's getting it together again. Everybody's traveling again. You want to have Thanksgiving like you used to. But with those expectations so high and the day's expectations so high, like you just need these little tiny strategies to help you help whoever's at your table have the best time. Cool? So eating for energy. Eating for energy is my signature method. I work with clients, one-on-one clients about, corporate clients about, but it's I will explain it as simply as I can here because I could go on forever. We don't have much time left, guys. But eating for energy, it is filling your plate with energy superfoods every meal and eating at certain times of the day to make sure that you're letting your system digest and rest. And it's a method that if you do it over time, 30 days, 60 days, however long, it becomes your lifestyle. You kind of can't go on without it because you have so much energy in your life. And it's something I love to see people kind of go through the transformation and what happens. But here's a little bit of how you actually do this with Thanksgiving. So, like I mentioned before, what I cook is not for the gram. It is truly for my belly and my brain. And that's all that matters. You know, you want the food to be appetizing and taste good, of course. But the food you're making for yourself leading up to the holidays, the snacks you're making, don't make them pretty. Don't worry about documenting them. Just make them good for you. Okay? And this also includes belly resets, which are at 8 p.m., stop eating. Don't eat again till breakfast. Also, leading up to Thanksgiving, if you really want to sort of like maximize giving your body the most energy you can for the day, 3 days leading up to Thanksgiving, have really thick, protein-rich smoothies for breakfast. Super simple here. Frozen spinach, frozen blueberries, protein powder, almond milk, flaxseed or chia seeds. If you have your favorite nut, throw that in. If you have almond butter or peanut butter, throw that in instead of the nuts. Blend. That's it. It will be so full and thick and filling. It shouldn't be watery. It should be like it should make that sound sort of when you're drinking it. A lot of water. Everybody forgets to drink water. You often see me with a like giant Yeti going around. Like I sleep with 2 of them next to my bedside. I used to be 3, but they're always around. You got to hydrate. You got to keep your system just fully ready to go. Yeah, you're going to pee a lot in the beginning. That's all right. Your body does adjust and gets used to it. Cool. And the last point is always at the ready. Always have snacks. Always have easy to assemble meals. Whether they're like really simple things like rotisserie chicken, just some chopped veggies, and even like a microwavable bag of Uncle Ben's rice. Like have those things just there so you cannot not miss a meal. I don't want you to just have cereal. That's not going to give you the energy. I want you to have the food that's going to fuel you, so that this is one less thing you have to worry about for Thanksgiving Day. Cool. Okay, Kelly says a couple of questions here. I only like fruit smoothies. What do I do here? Says Eric. Okay, Eric, fruit smoothies are great. They do taste fantastic, and they're a treat. And my method is never about deprivation, ever, ever, ever. It's about really enjoying your food. And if that's something you love, definitely have it. But when you're looking for a meal replacement, a fruit smoothie is just not going to do it. You're going to be really hungry later, and if you're sensitive to sugar, you might have a sugar crash from that. So make sure there's 20 to 30 grams of protein in your protein powder you're putting in. If you cannot live without fruit, make it dark berries. Those are an energy superfood. And if you need something sweet that's not fruit, try throwing like a date in there, or some like real maple syrup, so that you have maybe the sweetness you're craving without the fruit. Cool. And Kathy wants to know about coffee. Okay. Coffee, wine, and desserts are all on the Eating for Energy plan. Yeah. I don't ask you to give up anything. It's just about putting good things in and making it really easy for you. That's it. So coffee is totally fine. I take my coffee with a teaspoonful, sometimes a tablespoonful, of refined coconut oil, and let that melt, and then put in grass-fed or grass milk, whole milk. I'm also a big dairy proponent if your body can handle it. Mine can, but that's how I take my coffee, or a pour over, a really nice pour over that's straight black. I will say that around the holiday season, I get a little loose with it, but coffee's totally fine. You can have it, but I always suggest, like, it's sort of like when you're drinking alcohol, like have a glass of water before your first glass, or cocktail, or beer, whatever you're drinking, and then have a glass of water between every other drink that you would be having, so that you're constantly hydrating the body, because those things, coffee and alcohol, do sort of like zap the hydration out of you, which again goes back to my drink a lot of water all the time. Cool. Okay, so a little bit before we get to our giveaway, so stick around, almost there. But as syrup coaching, I have a really narrow focus, because it's what I love, and it's what I know really, really works for busy people. I focus on easy to implement strategies for busy people to get their energy back. So if you're a parent and you're struggling with, just trying to make it through the day, feeling like your old self again, if you're an entrepreneur and you don't give yourself a day off, if you're a working professional who has done the corporate thing, I feel you. I was there. I've been there through all of these life phases. I work with you one-on-one, or come into your office and kind of work with teams to get that energy back. It's possible. It is absolutely possible. And it's easier than you think. It could be lifestyle changes, could be food changes. Those are the things that I work on with my clients. So if you are interested, let's grab coffee. I would love to meet you. My first session is always on the house. So email me to set it up, shannon@thisissyrup.com. Follow me on all things social @syrupcoaching across every social platform, and attend the next workshop next Friday, November 18th, 12 noon Pacific. We'll be right here. So giveaway time, drum roll please. So I want to be your right hand for thriving through Thanksgiving, especially with these stress management tips. So I'm giving away what I only give my clients, and it is Voxer Help. Voxer Help, what is that? So Voxer is an app, and it is a secure and safe audio texting situation. So I can't speak right now. I need a coffee. So basically I give my clients, sort of this like hand holding hand over holidays and travel times, really intense times in their lives over Voxer, like just really quick, supportive messages to make sure that they're staying on track. And I'm answering any questions that kind of come up to them. So I'm here to do that for you for Thanksgiving week, all through Voxer, all free. And I would love to talk to you and help you manage your stress through the holiday. You can do this, guys. You totally can. So the first listener to email me at shannon@thisissyrup.com, you get the Voxer session. Who will it be? Who will it be? I am thrilled to chat with whoever it may be, but I'm even more thrilled to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for attending this workshop. I cannot wait till next Friday. Next Friday, we will go into the eating for energy method while you're traveling, while you're on the road. How do you kind of keep that up and stay as like pumped as I am right now during your Thanksgiving travels? So thank you so much for your time. I won't take up any more of it. Be in touch. Let's chat. Let's grab coffee and have a great Thanksgiving.